Owen Arthur says muzzle Donville Inniss, and the House Speaker finds himself before the law courts again. Those are our top stories in our Barbados Today morning news update for Tuesday, November the 21st. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Former Prime Minister Owen Arthur says there's only one gift he would love to buy outspoken Government Minister Donville Inniss for Christmas, and that's a political gag. At the same time, the Member of Parliament for St. Peter has taken umbrage at what he said was nothing short of a crude onslaught delivered by his former Cabinet Minister Elizabeth Liz Thompson against his wife and daughters. In light of that speech, which he said should have been wrongly condemned by the opposition Barbados Labour Party's hierarchy, Arthur said it will be very difficult for him to ever again support the BLP. However, he also made it clear that this was not an indication he was now a Dem, following Inniss's declaration at the ruling Democratic Labour Party's political meeting in St. Peter on Sunday night that the former BLP leader and current independent member of Parliament for the Northern constituency has had a recent change of heart and has switched his allegiance to the ruling DLP, turning his back on the BLP's Colin Jordan, who he previously described as his political protege.
In 34 years in public life, I have never had any difficulty speaking in my own name, on my own behalf. And I can't imagine how at the end of my political career, I could now want somebody to be speaking for me and on my behalf.
So you didn't send Donville Inniss with any message for you?
Look, and perhaps it is a St. James self-play, because for political balance, he seemed to be as erratic as the former member for St. James South, Miss Elizabeth Thompson.
Barbados Today's Chief Executive Officer Kamar Jordan speaking with former Prime Minister Owen Arthur. Meanwhile, former Barbados and West Indies under-19 cricket captain Dave Cumberbatch came out swiping Sunday night as he delivered his maiden speech as the ruling Democratic Labour Party's candidate for St. Peter. 53-year-old Cumberbatch is now seeking to deny the opposition Barbados Labour Party's Colin Jordan a chance to ever represent the Northern constituency, currently held by former BLP leader and independent member of Parliament Owen Arthur. With Arthur's political future still uncertain, Cumberbatch told DLP faithful gathered at the Alexandra School Sunday night that both the current and former administrations were guilty of neglecting the rural constituency, particularly Minners, his place of birth. In more political news, the opposition BLP has fiercely denied it is behind allegations on social media that Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair owns a $2.5 million house at Rollins Hill, St. George. The BLP issued a press release yesterday denying involvement less than 24 hours after Prime Minister Francis Stewart gave prominence to the rumor by raising it at a DLP meeting at the Alexandra School Sunday night and accusing the opposition party of being behind it. However, BLP spokesman Dale Marshall said his party had nothing to do with the post and complained that the BLP had also been a victim of similar rumors, although he did not say what they were or when such rumors were spread. In other news now, for the second time in 3 years, Queen's Counsel Michael Carrington, who is also the Speaker of the House of Assembly, has found himself before the law courts over a money dispute with one of his clients. In the latest legal standoff, Ajax Construction Inc. filed a lawsuit in the Supreme Court early this year, challenging the level of fees which Carrington asked them to pay for legal work done with respect to the purchase and resale of a portion of land at Warrens in St. Michael. Ajax Construction is also claiming that Carrington wrongfully withheld from the company some $45,000, but what the claimant is asking the court to reward it certain sums of money, costs, and such other or further relief, the House Speaker also filed his defense and counterclaim, contending that he is entitled to be paid all monies due to him, including his lawful fees and costs. The defendant, according to the court document, has submitted that if the claimant has a dispute about his fees, it should properly check with the registrar of the Supreme Court by way of taxation of fees and costs.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The big story. Jamaican dancehall artist Ninja Man was found guilty of murder yesterday in the Supreme Court in Kingston. Ninja Man, whose given name is Desmond Ballantyne, was charged along with his son Janeel with the March 2009 murder of Ricardo Johnson, also known as Trooper, on Marl Road in Kingston. The dancehall DJ, who was granted bail in 2012, was taken into custody 4 weeks ago after his bail was revoked by the High Court Judge, Justice Martin Gale, who ordered that the murder trial should begin immediately. The case has seen 17 trial dates and 23 mentions. And on the international scene, Zimbabwe's embattled President Robert Mugabe is expected to be out of office within days as Parliament starts proceedings on an impeachment motion today. More in this report from Euronews.
A motion is to be presented before Zimbabwe's Parliament today as impeachment proceedings begin against President Robert Mugabe. It follows the expiring of Monday's deadline demanding that the 93-year-old leader resign. Normally, the process is a long-winded affair involving joint sessions of the Senate and National Assembly, followed by committee meetings needing a two-thirds majority. However, the ruling ZANU-PF party is expected to push it through quickly.
The main charge is that he has allowed his wife to usurp constitutional power when she has no right to run government. But she's insulting civil servants, the vice president, at public rallies. They are denigrating the army, and those are the charges.
Zimbabwe's military says talks are planned between President Mugabe and the former Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa, whose sacking 2 weeks ago triggered the recent military intervention. Mnangagwa is due to return to Zimbabwe shortly. Calls have gone out for people to remain calm during the political crisis, but there have been street demonstrations in the capital, Harare.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper email updates or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.